Okay, so trade review for March 19th. Okay, I was thinking that we'd have a bit of a rotational day because we had these three strong directional days, so I was expecting a rotational day, and you could see from the order flow, as soon as we opened, it was going to be one of those days. Unfortunately, I'm still a very bad rotational day trader. And even here you can see the VWAP's basically flat the whole day, so it's pretty obvious, like a slap in the head, that you should be trading rotation and rotationally. So I should be trying to fade these extremes here. Anyway, that in mind, you can see we had our first trade here, and we quickly took some profit here, 243. Hang on a second. 10 points. 2 contracts at 48. Exit at 43. Yeah, so here we go. Our first trade was an entry here. As we crossed the line and we went the other way, totally went the other way. I was stopped out here. And I think the reason this is a target is because I moved the stop up. And then we had an entry here, 2 entered there, and then I entered another 2 here, and then we took some off here. So I entered, and then once it started going our way, I sort of entered again because we were looking like we'd have a little bit of a poke down there on the depth. And so I was able to get a couple more off here, and then I'm thinking, okay, short here, and then we ended up hitting my stop there. I snugged the stop up, and we ended up getting stopped up there. And then again, I entered short here, and entered at 38.5. And yeah, I got stopped out at 92.50, which was just a stupid thing to do, and that took us down 23 points in that one trade there. So, and again along there and stopped out here. That was another 16-point loss, and then again here and stopped out here. And then that was a 14-point loss. So by this time, we're down 54 points. Okay, and then, and by the way, I scaled back, and I'm only using like 2 contracts through most of this. I had the second trade was 4 contracts, but it was actually a 2-contract strategy, and I just hit it twice. Once it started my way, I added some more to it. But and then here I get a couple in here at 35 after we come back and retest the VWAP, standard deviation of VWAP, and then I entered again. I took a couple off and then entered again, and then entered again here, and then I exited the last 2 here. So it was a bit confusing right there, but there was like 16 points I got on that little move there with 5 contracts. So sort of in and out a little bit there. And then I took the last 2 off. I had 2 runners here, and I took them off here. So and that's basically it, a little bit around break even there. So anyway, total for that move there was like 16 points. So I get 16 points there. I thought, well, things are looking better. I entered here and took way too much heat for this one. I took 1 target off, and then I entered again. And had 1 target here, and then entered again, and had a target here, and that was it. Sorry, this was the last one here. Stopped out there, and then I entered here, took 1 target there, and 1 stop, and yeah, that was it, I think. Oh, no, 1 more. Entered here, and then target. That was the last trade there. So basically a real wrestle with it today, and you can see that, I was straight into the red numbers. Just one of those days where I just couldn't pick the direction, and my timing was late, and but luckily it could have been a lot worse. I was only trading 2 contracts at a time, so most of the time, like, I doubled up on that one because it was going my way, and then I hit that one, doubled up on that one, and added one more as well. But generally, I was trading a 2 contract strategy, so it could have been a lot worse. But anyway, I managed to turn it around in the very end, and ended up like up 11 points. So I don't know how I did that, but anyway, it was a wrestle, like I said, and I'm kind of happy the day's done. It actually ended up being a little bit more directional than I thought it would be for the day. You can see here. So pretty much a directional day so far. I mean, coming into the U.S. session an hour from now, so we'll see what happens. But by no means have we done the daily range, normal daily range yet. I don't think the ATR is like 100 and nearly 160, so I don't think we've done quite a 160 point range yet. But put an 80, 90 point range today, 100 point range maybe at the most. So anyway, glad today's over with, and we, like I said, we didn't come out too bad, but really poor trading. It was very difficult to read. Also the order flow was very stop-start kind of thing today. I don't know if you can still see the order flow here and see what it's like maybe now, but it was just, you'd get a sweep and it would just sit there and it wouldn't do anything, and then all of a sudden you get another big sweep in the opposite direction, and you just had no idea which way it felt like going. Where on a directional day, it's just fluid, consistent. It's much easier. So the best thing to do on days where the order flow doesn't feel normal is just go back to 2 contracts if you normally trade like 4. I normally trade 4 contracts, so which seems to be the right size for my account size. So if it doesn't feel right, then just go back to 2, because chances are, if it doesn't feel right, those are the days that you're going to get beat up a little bit. And it's a lot easier to recover from 30, 40 points down than it is from 100 points down. So my day stop is a couple grand, so that's sort of 80 points or something like that is when I'm done. So it's much easier if you're only trading a couple contracts, and you can sort of live to fight through the session, and maybe even you can sort of get in sync with the order flow a little bit more, which I sort of did towards the end there. But even then, the market just didn't want to run very far. And even if you look today at when it did run, it was really stop and go. Here's a little tick chart I got here with just the swings on it, so you can see, so I didn't really trade this. I more got into the worst part here was 16, about here is where I started getting in and getting beat up. Was about here. So and you can see that there was a good sprint there, and then one good sprint there, but there was a lot of chop here, and that was what I was getting. I wasn't getting any of these big moves here. I was just getting caught in this chop. It's a little bit easier to see it when it's around the VWAP, but you can see a bit easier how the market trades. But anyway, could have been a lot worse. See you tomorrow.